all my thoughts. Hope that you don't change your mind. Maybe I should say goodbye and keep you out of this mess. Or can I open up and really be honest? That I want you here, but I know you can't swoop in to lift me up and take me away. 'Cause I'm still feeling like a stranger inside my skin. Yes, I've got to be my own heroine. Yes, I guess I've got to be my own heroine. I've always had to be the one who saves the day. Never wanted to be weak. Now I don't know what to say. To reach out, to wrap me up in your embrace. 'Cause I'm the one who needs a hand to get the hell out of this place. Can your love give me all I need? 'Cause in the end I've got to be strong enough to save me. 'Cause I want you here, but I know you can't swoop in to lift me up and take me away. 'Cause I'm still feeling like a stranger inside my skin. Yes, I've got to be my own heroine. Yes, I guess I've got to be my own heroine. You here, but I know you can't swoop in to lift me up and take me away. 'Cause I'm still feeling like a stranger inside my skin. Yes, I've got to be my own heroine. Yes, I guess I've got to be my own heroine. I've got to be my own heroine. Yes, I guess I've got to be. I wanna say something, but I don't wanna say anything. To keep things just the way they are. Thank you.
Well, if it isn't our old friend Tim Reedy, after all these years, how you doing, man?
Doing all right, doing all right.
What's going on?
Well, I'm just hanging out at Troy Night Out today.
Along with 10 million other people? It seems like a good place to be.
Why not? Why not? It's a good place to be today.
I'm here with
It's too loud there. So what does this mean to us in an art appreciation way? It's about advertising?
I think it's
a city built out of products or something like
Yeah,
that.
true.
It's like from Wally.
Is there like a movie like that where they have all the advertising everywhere?
Well, the movie Wally, where one company just dominates and owns everything.
Yeah.
So when he's on cleaning up, like you see the whatever brand it was, everything's made out of it. Transportation is owned by Walmart, and everything just run by Walmart. It wasn't Walmart, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot more variety here because you got Old Spice and
Yeah.
Band-Aids. This is like old-fashioned products.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Rayovac batteries, chapstick.
It all looks like they're all like all the pieces that the artist uses is from like old magazines or something. Like you can tell it's something that brings you back. It's not,
Yeah, it's got that look. Whose is this? Do you know who the artist is?
I don't. I'm impressed. I
It's very cool looking
like.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guys on the swings with the tires.
This is the seaside town of Saint Forget. No one has heard of this place, but it still has a history, just like the rest of the world. And just like the rest of the world, it comes from simpler times. Simple times long before the newspaper men came to town with their printed words, and long before the rural guard even had a slight reason to guard anything. There were the fishermen, and they did what their name suggests, and that was that. No one told stories, and no one wrote anything down, and no one did a single thing uncommon. Until one day when a giant fish appeared on the beach. Those fishermen, half bored in the late afternoon, gathered round it like flies on fruit. Deciding it was dead, they inspected it closely. The creature was ragged, lips jutting with wooden splinters, scales big as shingles, missing in patches. A fisherman named Blue Diamond spoke up. By tomorrow, this thing's gonna smell a lot worse than it does today. Well, what do we do? Said a man called Scaly Dan. We can't just throw it back. It's too big. Oh, we can though, said Lou. Piece at a time. And with the natural grace of a dancer, Lou sliced the beast from jaw to tail. With each cut he makes, something spills from the giant fish. Not guts, or seaweed, or even tinier fishes, but things unlike anything these simple men had ever seen. What kind of fish bone is this? Says Lou. It's hollow like a bird bone. And this here material, it's like a rainbow that's crashed to earth and got itself wrapped around a stick. And these skins, they're soft like the cheeks of an angel. In all my years at the sea, I've never seen something so awfully pleasant. Scaly Dan pokes the fish with his boot. This ain't no normal fish. It's a monster from beyond. Well, hold on, says Lou. He points at the fish's head. What's that? Lou touches the edge of a piece of paper poking out from the creature's eyelid. He pulls it out and holds it up for the other fishermen to see. But it's a sign, calls Lou. Scaly Dan calls back. Yeah, it's a sign. But from where? And ever since that day, people of Saint Forget have been asking the same question and answering it a million different ways. Because a question like that changes the place. It casts a shadow over everything. And the more strange answers it gets fed, the bigger it gets. Today is midsummer, and the Saint Forget Street Market is in full swing. The suites for the lower north end are filled with merchants, artists, loudmouths, and con artists mixed in like a thick soup. All part of flavor, all important. Their voices falling over the crowd, and while still listening carefully, they hear the sound of clinking coins. Here's something, a game of risk. Pick the right jar, you might find it full to the brim with golden trinkets from around the world. Pick the wrong jar, and end up the unlucky owner of a accursed father. Not far from that sits Brow Ben, the wood sculptor. He can braid a tree branch like a schoolgirl braids her hair. He's made walking canes for ancient men and magic wands for delusional wizards. But if you really want to see something special, ask about his collection of fine toothpicks. Premiering for the first time this season is Mr. Brown and his famous glazed almond rolls. And as always, Miss Bluebeard is there to buy up every single one of them. On market day, the children of St. Forget are set free, weaving in and out of tisky adults. Their busy hands like giant insects all over everything. Dirty hands in honey jars, sticky hands on fine fabrics. And a young peg-leg boy named Errol is spending his morning fishing down under the bridge. As usual, the gang shows up and scares all the fish. And just as quick, a boy named Chip gets a fish hook stuck in his lip and ruins everyone's fun. So Errol wanders off down the bank toward the end of the market. Among the row of vendor booths sits an old man, hunched in a vacant lot like the nub of a rotten tooth. Errol can hear the man's breath stale and ancient, and as the boy approaches, the breathing slows. Laid out in front of the old man is a piece of cloth with a tiny silver pen. Errol leans in to look at the old man grabs him by the wrist and says, "Hey, I want to tell you a story."
While the longshoreman was taking a walk along the beach, he heard an unlikely sound. He looked down to see a snake hidden in the narrow crack of an ancient rock, and an idea popped into his simple mind. "Listen here, snake," he said. "I mean you no harm, but I'm a man fit to carry any and everything that comes up on these shores. I once carried a diamond ring so dense and heavy I needed iron gloves to hold it. I once carried a silk dress so delicate I had to dodge gusts of wind to keep it from ripping to shreds. And yes, I've carried plenty of wild animals, but never a snake. So I look at your strange form and I see a new challenge. I'm going to carry you barehanded across this here beach." Then the snake spoke without opening his mouth. "Ah, but I am no ordinary snake. I cannot be held in the traditional sense. I slide across dimensions with undetectable movement, like sap down a branch. I am, in short, an impossible object." "I don't believe it. Everything can be lifted." "So you would think, longshoreman. I've seen you load and unload crates of every sort. I've seen you carry a box of bowling balls across an icy dock with the balance of a tightrope walker. I've seen you drag a squid by the tentacles up from the cold ocean floor." "That's right, snake. I've carried every manner of hefty matter. Gravity is a friend of mine and always loosens its grip when I put my hands to something. But you claim to thwart gravity. Nothing like that exists." "Oh, I certainly exist, but I've never met this gravity you speak of, and therefore have no weight to be lifted." The snake hunched up as if shrugging invisible shoulders, implying that this was the way of the world. The longshoreman didn't buy it. He smiled and cracked his knuckles and bent towards the snake. Quickly the snake spoke up. "What is your name, longshoreman?" "It's Jack. Now where should I carry you?" Ignoring the question, the snake continued. "Yes, well, Jack, I admit I shouldn't like to be picked up any more than you'd like a wave to come ashore and scoop you into the air. But I'm in no position to stop you from trying." As Jack reached out for the snake, it wriggled a bit and submerged its back half beneath a small pool of water, causing an abrupt step to appear in his otherwise smooth form. This caused Jack to stop in his tracks. "It's a trick," said Jack. "I'm no fool. You're bending the light or something of that nature." And still the longshoreman hesitated. The two stared at each other and the snake played his last card. He opened his jaws to show rows of teeth, crowning a smooth pink palate, a mouth without a tongue. Jack stood back. No tongue, huh? Then how do you speak, snake? And the snake just stared. Jack eyed the suspicious creature, his muscles twitching to lift something. Then he considered his life's work, pushing and dragging little pieces of the world, back and forth, over and over again. Like doing a puzzle in a bathtub. Nothing stayed together long enough to give a full picture. Things just kept moving and moving. This made his head dizzy and his legs wobbly. And he tossed aside the thought. Maybe it's all right if some things just stay where they are, especially creepy, tongueless snakes. And with that, Jack lifted himself up and walked off back down the shore, the stomp from his heavy boots fading into the soft sounds of the moving sea. Back in the rocky crags, the tongueless snake nodded to the shadows, and the voice which had tricked the longshoreman said, "Is he gone?" And the tongueless snake nodded again, and another snake appeared from the dark. They stared lovingly at each other, the silent snake and his sharp-tongued mate. Sometimes it said, "I wish you could speak too, and we could share thoughts. But then we'd be separated now, and I wouldn't lose you for a life of words." And there in the rocks, the two snakes coiled together, crossing over and under in ways no one had ever seen or could ever imagine.
I wasn't going to steer it, Errol said, though that may not be entirely true. What would I want with a silly necklace anyway? The old man laid out a series of objects on the map. Okay then, what is it you want? Errol points to the rabbit's butt. Oh, is that supposed to be some sort of joke? I was born like this, you know. Well, at least I think I was. I don't remember ever having a foot, and I got no parents to tell me what happened to it. The old man looks worried. Well, do you think they took it? No, I don't think they took it. The old man tosses him the rabbit's butt. Well, then maybe this is it. I ain't a rabbit, you old man. Well, then what are you? I don't know. I'm just an orphan. This rabbit was an orphan too. Errol looks at the rabbit's butt, and suddenly it feels very cold.
Continues to fall moth-like. It flutters around his body, fading on his eyelashes as weightless grains of glass. He mistakes the sparkling snow for the bright eyes of his herd, though they are long gone. Tracks can be seen as slight dimples in the powder, only fresh marks or dots, bread shaken from his winded foot, slowly sinking out of sight and melting into the snow. The little rabbit's body is growing cold, but his ears are still twitching at the sounds of the forest. The thin dancing legs of a nimble fox are black keys running over the snow. A woodpecker is ticking out a rhythm in the crunchy shuffle of a porcupine with a mouth full of rare green grass. A deer comes close, picking a frozen red apple from a place under the tree the rabbit himself had been inspecting not so long ago. The deer moves to leave, and his foot catches on something metal. It shoots a bolt through the frail rabbit's body, The trees lean back as the rabbit cries out in pain. What was this horrible monster but a tuneless thing in the forest? It's quiet for a moment, and the rabbit is turning back through the images buried deep in his little flipbook brain. A time when he was a young kid, that long ago warmth, the swells of color, the smells of the season, growing and swarming around him. He remembers how quickly it changed, the wood slowly turning into a fireless burn. Then the air became cold. He and his herd, watching each other's coats changing color, from a bulging barrel brown to a flecked gray of the old wooden fence. They would sit in a row on top of the snow, watching the forest shrivel into a land of stark value, twisted branches as black veins against the sky. Together the rabbits gazed off between the trees as the true depth of the woods. When the snow would blow and flurry, they would find themselves staring into the white void, the void itself staring back, thoughtless, as if sleeping with open eyes. More images appear. The rabbit is running, being shielded from the cold by his fluffy down. The good, reliable warmth of motion. The heat of muscles snapping open and loading back. He's a prime mover, leaving nothing but a shallow scratcher of the snow. There are few who could keep pace with his sort, and there are none as finely tuned as him. He was born to the guardian spirits of cover and din. They kept him moving. They kept him free. The stillness he feels now is startling. His only companion is the silent iron jaws that hold tight on his leg. He knows the feeling of these teeth. His ear scarred from a bite received in youth. But he must recognize the differences in the two sensations. The teeth that cut into his ear were hot and wet, with breath warring around him like water through a gaping dam. Life is firm, but it's not hard. It has a softness to it. There's nothing soft about these teeth. This creature did not carry with it the siren of hunger, that curse of a sharp-toothed animal. These teeth feel frozen from within. You would have felt no lightning from this creature, had no hunger, and still, strangest of all was the breath. Where was the breath? As night fell, the change in light grew the rabbit in and out of consciousness. Patterns of shadows immersing into the dark. The forest all around him turning to stone. Lying there in the snowbank, frost settled like dust over the trap. The rabbit's once scissor-sharp senses were now moss-soft. His drowsy mind stepping into the night. The borders fading. The touch of the iron is now the lone sensation of his being. In a fading haze of rabbit brain logic, he feels connected to this iron beast and begins to understand its story. It was born as a mound, like a cabbage from the ground. It sprouted up, growing into the sunlight. Teeth laying atop each other like leaves, growing until a creature with a worthy body came upon it. When it grabbed on, a fresh mind would burst forth. Like bats from a cave, this new beast would be bound, shrieking into the night. His screams as he dragged metallic parts, clanging, sparking on stones, carving up trees with tusk-like grooves, pausing once only to see the forest and all its simple creatures staring back in awe.
market is slowing down, and the vendors are packing up for the day. Errol's still there with the old man standing quietly. He puts the rabbit foot back down among the strange collection. Turning to the old man, he asks, "That was a dream, right? That was all a dream for him, wasn't it? That poor little rabbit." "Yeah," says the old man, "it was a dream. But what a dream. What a lucky dream it was."
of this life I've gone, I'll fly away like a bird from prison bars has flown. I'll fly away.
Awesome. Should we regroup? Yeah, let's tighten it up a little bit. I'll try to walk a little slower. I'm doing the infamous RPI, so I guess I should do it. I'm hoping that it won't be I'm so sorry. Okay, so again, let's tighten it up, right? There's still too much space.
You can do it. I can wait.
I don't mind march. I can march.
Do you want me to sit in front of you? Well, no. Yeah, here.
So the next one we're going to do is move, spirit, move. Oh, that one. Okay? So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try and set a walking pace before we start it so that if you can keep with that marching pace, right, it'll be easier to stay with the music. Okay? So since we're doing right break on this one, we'll do just walking like that, right? You gotta move when the spirit says move.
That's pretty
Okay?
quick.
So 1, 2, 3. You gotta move when the spirit says move. You gotta move when the spirit says move. 'Cause when the spirit says move, you gotta move right along. You gotta move when the spirit says move. You gotta sing when the spirit says sing. You gotta sing when the spirit says sing. 'Cause when the spirit says sing, you gotta sing right along. You gotta sing when the spirit says sing. You gotta clap when the spirit says clap. You gotta clap when the spirit says clap. 'Cause when the spirit says clap, you gotta clap right along. You gotta clap when the spirit says clap. You gotta shout when the spirit says shout. You gotta shout when the spirit says shout. 'Cause when the spirit says shout, you gotta shout right along. You gotta shout when the spirit says shout. You gotta move when the spirit says move. You gotta move when the spirit says move. 'Cause when the spirit says move, you gotta move right along. You gotta move when the spirit says move.
You gotta turn when the spirit says
You
turn.
gotta turn when the spirit says Again, just now, especially with the cars coming by, listen really carefully to try and give one loud strum and no extra strum so that we can all stay together on that strum, okay? So I'll count it off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I say, would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. For I can't help falling in love with you. Woohoo! You! Nice! Oh, Mike missed it. What a shame. All right.
Okay, so we are here with Andrea, and you are here in Market Street Books.
I am here at Market Street Books, and I am promoting my new book, The Pickled Pantry. And I'm really happy to be here in Troy, New York, because I grew up here.
Ah,
And I went to
a
Troy
Trojan
High
from way
School.
back.
I am a Trojan from way back. And some of my high school friends have stopped by, so it's been really fun.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And have you spent time away from Troy and you've come back again?
I live in Ripton, Vermont, and
okay.
I do not come back here very often. So it's very changed from when I was in high school.
I'm sure.
It really is.
The roads have been paved once or twice probably. Anyway.
Yeah, and the storefronts are filled, and it's a totally different town.
Yeah.
It was kind of a town in trouble in the 70s.
Troy is one of these towns that's had a huge resurgence.
Yes.
And it's the new Brooklyn kind of
Yes.
of upstate New York.
Yes. So I'm meeting a lot of pickle enthusiasts, and I'm giving them samples from my cookbook. I have half sour dills and bread and butter pickles and dill chips.
The scent of the dill and vinegar is intoxicating, I have to say.
Yeah, well, I have to say that these bread and butter pickles and with crackers and cheese and a porch, sunlight, white
Oh,
wine,
boy.
it's pretty perfect.
Here we have some hecklers. You run across these kind of people at Troy Night Out. You know, you really can't get away from them. But what are you going to do? It's a free country. No, actually, this is Matt and Tara, some of my best friends in the world. And we're here in the main gallery of the Art Center. And give me your impressions of the show in here. What does it do for you?
Well, it's easier to focus now that the field has been narrow. Yes.
Using some 25-cent words on me, are you?
I have a quarter right here.
So this is the cream of the crop, and this is This
and
is
it
like,
rises to the top.
it's as good as it gets.
I'm sad that the dollhouse is gone.
Yeah, we wanted the dollhouse.
Is that your favorite? There's a dollhouse over there? Your favorite thing?
It's impressive.
I'd be hard pressed.
It was impressive in last month's show.
Okay.
I want to see it again.
You want to take it home? You want to play dolls?
She may have. She may have already.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I won't tell anybody.
Don't mess with the autofocus.
All right.
No,
Okay.
no posting.
Adios. See you later.
I can sign a waiver.
Garrett should sit closer to Jack.
Sounds perfect.